Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We're back from another break here. Like we said on the last episode, stuff in our personal life, we had to take a break from the show for the main segments anyway, as we get things situated and in order. We're going to try to come back on a regular basis, but we're going to see because we have a lot of episodes planned coming up, so we'll see what's going on with all that. Of course, we'll let you know on Twitter, and that's at Unverse Podcast. But before we say anything else, just check the emails right now when we're recording all the podcasts. So that's us right here, Unverse Podcast, Marvel Talkcast, and BFM Podcast. We are all now on Amazon Music. They were launching their podcast stuff not too long ago. I sent in the emails for the submissions, and we just got accepted today. So, great stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
If that's your preferred choice to listen to stuff, you could go swing on over there. And you just have to search Unverse Network or just the titles of the shows, and we should pop up. Of course, we're going to start the episode off with an email here we got. And of course, from the boy Mark here, thank you as always for the emails. He's going some personal stuff has happened recently that's not the best, you could say, as he's explaining in this email here. And he asked us, what was something bad that happened to you that made you never make that mistake ever again? Pretty hard-hitting question right off the bat.
Dude, I got a lot, man. I got my whole life story.
Yeah, I got a few myself, yeah.
A mistake I would never make again. One of them, without getting into too many details, don't go to... You guys are going to know the story when I say it, but I'm not... Again, that's why I said I'm not going to go into too many details. Don't go to Mexico in the middle of the night. I would not advise that being the best decision to do if you're really hungry. Obviously, there's a lot more context with that, but I'm just going to leave it there. Don't do that. You may or may not get arrested for jaywalking, and then have to go through a whole whirlwind of events to follow after that. So that's the one that first comes to mind.
And I was thinking, which story is he going to say?
Mistake that I wouldn't go through again is don't impulse buy for games that you think are going to be good, but they turn out to be like the worst fucking game ever.
Yes.
Wait for reviews, basically. Wait for reviews is what I'm saying. Don't ignore reviews. Wait for reviews.
Unless it's Kingdom Hearts, then you should always buy it.
Oh, yeah, of course. There's exceptions. Man. Some series are exceptions. In my case, I think I may have mentioned it here, but I ignored the reviews, and I just went straight to buy Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, and that was very regretful. So, never again.
That's not that new one, right? That was the one before it?
No, that was last gen, wasn't it?
It's this gen.
Okay.
Oh, man, yeah, that was a long time ago. For me, I would say a mistake I'll never make is going in blind financially. And mainly that's like with credit cards. Do your research, get advice, and like get a real understanding of how credit cards work and like credit scores. Next thing you know, boom, like your balance on your card is really high. And just other things that you think is right, like, I'll just put all my bills on this, or I could just, you're doing the math in your head, but the math always, it's right on paper, but then when stuff happens in the month, it doesn't go as expected. And then now you're like, oh, this is not okay. I messed up, basically. Right. So yeah, get advice on that. 'Cause it'd take a good while for me to get my balance down, at a reasonable level. So yeah, definitely, look into as much as you can for that. 'Cause not a lot, there's really no advice that you get on the daily when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
dude, I will always say this. I'm one of those people, if they just had like a quick, maybe even like a lunch session in high school, like when you're a senior, like kind of when you take driver's ed for credit cards, that would be legit, dude. I waited a long time to start that for myself personally, and that's why it's taking me so much more of a climb to like try and get everything established. I mean, I don't know which was the lesser two evil, which was like to get it right away or to do what I did, but in any case, like with most things in life, do your homework a little bit, try to find some answers, ask some people who may know a little bit more about things than you, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, definitely don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah. I think just in general with things that I would never do, a lot of those things were definitely impulse decisions. And I've learned over the years to control those impulses when they happen. I mean, if it's something like getting a munchie meal at Jack at like 10 o'clock at night when, the munchies hit, then that's totally different. But, you just gotta
Oh
kind
man,
of you just gotta kind of like be wary about what that impulse really is and what it can do to you and for you. Try, and it's hard to always want to outweigh the pros and cons in decisions, especially if it's something you need to make like immediately. But just I think that's something that I've had to really teach myself and live to practice by, is to really take a deep breath, notice when I'm about to make an impulse decision, and really think about it. Like, okay, I can sit and wait on this, or I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And
Yeah, exactly.
critical
Man.
thinking.
Yeah, I've done a good amount of impulse buys myself in the past. Still do, but it's not as crazy. Yeah.
right. I think most of my impulse buys definitely came at cons.
Oh man.
Like in the first 2 days, and then you're like, well, hot dog diet.
Oh yeah, dude, those early AX years, man. I think back and I'm like, where did all this money go? What's going on?
Yeah, dude.
That's oh my god. I was thinking back on that like first year I started like going to cons, and then from time on, I'm like, damn. In retrospect, I probably should not have bought all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, some of those hentai books, 100%, dude.
100%.
That's staying with me to the grave. But
same here.
So some of the other things, like some of the shirts that I bought.
Oh man, right.
I wish I found some of them as I was moving, and I was like, dude, I really wish I could wear you again, but I'm not that size anymore, dude. I can't fit into smalls the way I used to, man, and it's just like, oh. So yeah, it's things like that. Nonetheless, watch out for your impulse decisions. They can definitely hinder you at the end of the day.
Thanks, Mark, for the email. It's always nice to get real for a second,
Oh yeah.
I know BFM, we usually tend to get a little bit more real, but when we get to do it on the main show, it's always fun.
So, yeah, again, thanks for the email. And if you want to send one, that's unverspodcast@gmail.com for all that great stuff. And, yeah, it's been a while since we've covered some things, so we're just going to... Just stuff that
Jump right into it.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Just go through some of this stuff. I didn't mention it last time, but I did beat that game Onichanbara Z2 Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's the character action game.
What the hell did you call me, dude? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, dude. So it's an old franchise. I was looking more into the series. I didn't even realize.
How old is it actually?
PS2 era.
Oh wow.
PS2 era. Wow.
Yeah, it's been around that long. It's had a lot of games in its catalog. It definitely has some buggy issues. I can see why it's not a bigger game as it is. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. One of the things is not all the AIs for the enemies will follow you and try to attack you. I think it's because they're probably zombies, but they'll just stand way far away in the map, and it's like, oh, how come this zone's not finished? And then you have to lock on, and they're all the way over there, so then you have to jump sprint and take them out, and luckily, the ranking system doesn't affect with time, so that's good. But yeah, that was annoying, and just a couple of other things that you could tell, like, oh, it's still it's not polished enough yet. The fact that there's 4 playable characters in this game, they each have 2 weapons, as well as like a special weapon that they could throw or use, and then you could switch into any 4 whenever you want by tapping up and down to extend combos. Stuff could get pretty fun in there. Get some nice juggles going on. Yeah, it's just waifus fighting zombies.
I mean, you really can't get any better than that at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying.
One thing I'll say for it, too, that I like, that I kind of wish... Devil May Cry kind of does it with the Bloody Palace, but here, instead of going through the main missions again to play, they do have side missions that you can do, and that unlocks costumes and accessories that you can equip. So, yeah, I was looking more into the series of, are there other games out? And sure enough, there is. It was Onichanbara Origin, and this follows the two sisters on the human side that fight the vampires. And that was in Japan only for a while, but now it's coming out here in the West in October. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks different. It has more like anime cell shading on there, so that it gives it a different look. So that's refreshing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It does look pretty nice.
I will say I hope the dialogue is the same as in Z2 Chaos, because that stuff is just like so dumb cheesy.
So dumb it's good.
It's like that. It's like Lollipop Chainsaw, basically. Like that's what this game is.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah. So that's
all
cool,
for
man.
it.
So yeah, that's happening in October. So that's cool. There was like 2 directs, I think, right, Adam? Last time we talked, because I know they announced the new Hyrule Warriors game.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird. Nintendo's been doing this really strange thing, which personally I kind of like it because it leaves all the leakers to kind of not have anything to leak, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we did have two mini ones. One of them was Mario for his 35 years, but they also announced a new Hyrule Warriors, which is going to be the prequel to Breath of the Wild, which we already know how that story goes, but it was from what I understand, it was one of the highest like requested games or like some kind of side story for us to have in Breath of the Wild. It's like we know how we got here, but we want to play it. You know, we want to see the downfall of Hyrule. We want to see how Calamity Ganon comes in and like wrecks house, essentially. So I think their approach to it, making it a Hyrule Warriors game, is probably the right way to go because you want all that action. All those champions are actually pretty badass, you know, on their own. So I think it's going to do really, really well, especially because Hyrule Warriors alone did phenomenally, you know, not just sales-wise, but it played really, really well. I mean, even if you're not a fan of the Musou games, you just have so many characters to choose from. You know, you had Young Link that was thrown in there, you had Skull Kid, you had, I think, a character from Skyward Sword come in there.
Linkle.
And then you had, like, it was just a really, really good time. And then we had a mini direct that happened a couple days ago, which it was okay. I think those mini directs that are more for their third parties, I think they're fine. It's just, I think Nintendo just has always had this problem. It's like, okay, well, we have an idea for a game, or like there's a game being developed, but is the market really there? Is the audience really going to be like captured for it? Like, it's usually just the diehard fans that are all hyped for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only 2 things that really got me with this last direct was the new Monster Hunter, well, 2 new Monster Hunters, and a new Disgaea, because I've really, really loved Disgaea, you know, since I played the first one in high school. So to see another one come out, really, really excited for it. Monster Hunter, that looks like a lot of fun. And then that Stories game, I didn't even know there was a first one, so I would like to peep that first one before I go to the second one. But that's pretty cool. But again, those are really the only noteworthy games. Besides the game that actually dropped out, which is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, where you have Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy all in one game. When I saw it, I was pretty stoked for that. I just got a PC, so I was really ready to go through Mario Sunshine and 64. I do have Galaxy somewhere, but I just got through moving and I'm still going through boxes, so I don't think I'll find that. But, you know, just to have that all in one collection on the Switch, that's pretty cool. You know, that shows to me that Nintendo was trying to bring back certain games, which I'm all for, because these games were big hitters, and these are, you know, some of the fan favorites for sure.
Yeah, just a reminder, don't forget, if you want to cop it as soon as you can, because March next year they're taking it off the eShop, which is, I think it's still very dumb for them to do. I just don't understand the mindset behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, they'll make money off this for till the end of time. You know, it's going to be one of those games that will never drop in price. So again, I don't know their logic behind taking it off the shop, but it is what it is. But definitely, if you have a Switch, go cop it. You've got a good amount of months to do that. If you want to get physical, definitely go on the hunt. If not, grab a digital. From what I've seen
weird, man.
on Twitter, people are having a lot of fun. There are some glitches in Mario 64, and I think in Sunshine. I haven't seen too many in Galaxy, but I'm sure with patches it'll all be fixed. But it looks fine. I mean, from what I've seen in videos, it looks like straight out of, you know, my childhood. So I'm all for it.
One other game to note on Mini Direct that just happened. was Ori and the Blind Forest 2. That dropped on the Switch the same day, which threw me off guard because I thought it was already on Switch because I know it's already out on Xbox. And there's going to be a physical deluxe edition for the game where you get like a steelbook, and I believe it comes with the first story as well.
I saw that. Yeah, that was really cool.
That steelbook looks really nice, man.
Yeah, that was a really cool bundle. Like, definitely fans who really love this series so far I'd recommend picking that up.
Yeah, I played the demo for the first one. You know, it's in the eShop, and I like it. You know, I love how it looks. So, man, let's just talk about it while we're here, man. We finally got the reveal for the pricing for the Xbox Series X, and then right after the leak, we also got the confirmation of the Series S, which is the smaller version of the next-gen console. $499. Right, that's what a lot of people kind of figured. But for Series X, it's $299. It's $200 cheaper. And I was thinking, like, this is crazy, you know, because this version is also the discless one. And I'm like, dude, there's no way a 4K player is like $200.
But it's not 4K, right? I haven't done too much homework into it.
I think it's 4K. Series X.
Yeah.
And,
they're gonna like match some.
Oh yeah, because the Xbox One X has a 4K player in there.
I'm all for Xbox too, but I'm not really following the exact specs because I don't know the definitions behind some of the specs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
so that's the interesting thing with this is the reason it's $200 cheaper is because it's not as powerful as the Series X. That caught me off by surprise. Grant shared like the comparisons between both. I thought like, I thought they were going to be the same. You know, one's just a slimmer version and one's, you know, with the disk drive. I mean, they said the other day that it's not going to be a problem when it comes to the next gen games and how they're working with it for the Series X and the S. So I guess it's fine. But that was interesting. I figured it would be the same. And then that's November, I think the 13th. That's coming out.
Like, and then, you know, shortly after, Danny, it was announced that PlayStation is going to be showing an event that's going to show the pricing.
Yes,
and you know,
showcase.
When that happened, I'm just like, man, these guys are really at a showdown here. Like, really just waiting for one to just like go out there first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally knew PlayStation was waiting on Xbox.
No, Danny, it was a good old-fashioned fucking cowboy standoff, man. That's what it was.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's like, who's going to draw first?
But in the past, like with the PS4 stuff, PlayStation definitely waited until the Xbox started revealing stuff for it. But see, with PlayStation this time, though, they were ready. They did their showcase, non-stop trailers, a couple talks with some devs, and then at the end we got the price, which we'll talk about right off the bat. $499 for the standard with the disc, and then discless is $399, which is what I kind of expected, like $100 difference for the no disc drive in there. And that's coming out on the 12th of November. Pre-orders are up, and they're gone.
Yep, and they're gone.
You know what, man? I thought it was going to be a lot more.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be like another $100 more. I'm not going to lie.
600.
Yeah, I mean, based on all the speculations and the talk about production costs for it, yeah, like we've said before here, you know, I could see it being $600 easy, it being $499. It's like, okay, that's fine, that makes sense.
Yeah, because what was the PS4 when it came out? $400, right?
Yeah, it was $399.
Yeah,
$499 was the launch price for the Xbox One, if you guys remember, because they had it bundled with the Kinect.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't want to remember the Kinect. But yeah, I remember that, and well, no gimmicks this time, so you know, it seems they're going to just get solid consoles.
And look, man, all I'm going to say is I still don't like the design. And when they showed it off on its side and you have like that little platform holding it, I'm like, this looks so weird.
Yeah, I saw. It
Dude,
does.
dude, I've got one of those things. That's how I move furniture. You just slide it like
Yeah, that's
underneath
what I'm
a
saying.
corner, and then you just kind of shimmy it. Like
Yeah.
I don't want that with my console, man. Like I want it to be able to stand on its own legs. Like the PS4 stands perfectly by itself. You don't need nothing extra.
Yes.
PS3 did the same thing. Looked a little weird at specific angles, but it was fine. But this one, I don't know, man. I'm still not a fan. I'm sure their pro version is probably going to be, pretty banging, but we're probably not going to see that for a very long time.
Oh no, probably in
But
like the next. I would bet 3 years maybe, because I think it was like 4 years when the PS4 Pro came out.
I really think this PS5 is going to hold up on its own for a pretty long time. Assuming they chose all the right parts to use for the system, which I'm sure they did, it's going to last a good 4 or 5 years for like, oh, okay, we got an upgrade. I got lucky and got a pre-order in for one, so we'll see how that is. I'll definitely let you guys know.
Damn.
I'll definitely do that on stream because once I get my stream set up completely, then we'll be back
It's
into it.
over.
Back in, baby. Yeah, with it, we also got the confirmation that the DualSense controllers are going to be $70.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
got some $70 games, and
Yeah, I'll say it's interesting with the what's going to be the definitive pricing, because yeah, we saw some games like Demon Souls and a few others. They're marked for 70, but then there's Yakuza Like a Dragon, and that's going to be 60 for next gen as well. So it's going to be a weird transition into the $70 tier for AAA games.
it'll be an interesting climb. I did see that there's a deluxe for the Spider-Man game, which is $80, which to me makes me think, well, this is not. What was the term they used for Miles Morales' story?
It's a standalone game.
There we go. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean, the game looks
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm not going to complain, but I'm sure there are some people out there on the internet that are like, $70, $80 for deluxe.
Well, I don't think it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be 70 for the standard edition. When they say standalone, it's a smaller game like Lost Legacy and Left Behind for Last of Us. So I'm assuming it'll probably be $40, maybe 50 on PS5.
With the games being $70 now, it makes me wonder what collector's editions for games are gonna look like this
Oh,
next
they're
coming
gonna.
gen. You know?
I mean, they're already like. I mean, if you look at most standard collection edition, that don't have like a statue or anything with it, like
Mhm.
anything too crazy, they're usually about like 100 to 120, and then when you start adding a statue in there, like for the MK stuff, just off the top of my head, then you're looking at like one 130 and plus.
Yeah, I could imagine like a $20 range of increase for the prices.
Mhm.
Maybe 30. Like you're saying, like throwing in the statues and all
Oh
that.
man.
But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get in this showcase, dude. This was a strong stream from PlayStation.
It really
Dude,
was. I agree.
I'm not gonna lie, I was big horny the whole time, man.
So much hype,
Like,
man.
especially when you start off with my favorite franchise right next to Kingdom Hearts, dude. When you give me a taste of a new Final Fantasy, bro,
Yeah.
dude, my dick was so hard. I was like, who do I give money to? When can I pre-order? Why can't I have it now?
Normora. No, you have to give it to the guys who make FF14.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? When I found out it was those guys, I'm glad that I bought 14 a few months ago when it was on sale from Square for like $30 for all the DLC up to this point.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have to go in and play that before 16 comes out because I mean it looks great. And from what I've done the research on is the team that saved that game, that MMO 14, is the one who's like, piloting 16. I'm all for it. But the
Yeah.
game looks fantastic. It looks like they really cleaned up, and I said this in our chat. I'm like, wow, they really made 15 better. They cleaned up a lot of those mechanics, and I'm all for it because that was one gripe that I had about 15 is that as great of the game as it was, the mechanics just were a little too clunky for me. It felt like playing Kingdom Hearts 1, but Final Fantasy. Except
Yeah,
your
come
teammates
on.
actually heal you, not like Donald who never fucking heals you. But yeah, so it looks great. I'm all for it. I think that was a great way to start the showcase.
Yeah, it looks really great. It makes me really want to check out this game for sure. It's PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if that's timed or not.
I would say so, since most of like the Final Fantasies are on Xbox Game Pass right now, and Kingdom Hearts, which is still mind-boggling. But
But see,
here we are.
Is 14 also on Xbox, or is that just on PC?
I think so. Hold on.
Let me fact check it real quick.
Power of the internet and not looking at hentai.
Yep, it is on Xbox. So I would assume it's a time exclusive, and then it'll probably move on to everything else. Yeah, I'm all for it being a time exclusive. I mean, that's just my PlayStation fanboy kicking in. Like, just give it to everybody else; they'll be fine. Just give them some time. But
we were here first.
We were here first. But no, I think this will be a great game. I have seen a lot of people in the community like bashing the game already, and I'm like, dude, just wait.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
and as much as I would love for a turn-based Final Fantasy game, I'm fine with moving away from it. I can go back and replay the old ones, or if they want to remake the old ones and make them turn-based and give them that option, or make them like how Final Fantasy VII was, that's fine. It works well. Like, it succeeded. But I just think there's no reason to cry about the way that it's looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right now it is exclusive only to PlayStation. There's no mention of it being a time trial or not, so we'll see if that'll go to Xbox or Switch. I'm willing to bet it'll go on PC if it's gonna be a PlayStation exclusive, because they've been doing that a lot lately, right? But yeah, I think PlayStation's going hard with getting stuff on the console first. They were pushing hard with that for this gen, and it looks like they're going stronger for next gen as well. And man, the next game though, like Adam mentioned earlier, Miles Morales, we got to look at that game. I expected it to look just like Spider-Man, but boy, did it look a lot better than I thought.
We all love our web slinger, man.
Oh yeah, me too.
And this game just blew me away.
It did blow me away too. I just like how the new powers are gonna play into the way, how we all played this PS4 Spider-Man, and now looks like it's gonna play like that, combat wise. But now we're adding Miles' powers onto it. His like, I would say, electric pulse powers. I don't know. That depends. What would you call that? Those powers, like?
I mean, wannabe shocker.
No, because it's like the spider. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, what is the name of that spider?
Yeah, it's off a specific spider. I don't remember. But yeah, he could charge electricity. And he could shoot it out. He could turn invisible. Yeah. And I think that's it.
I really like the stealth in the PS4 Spidey, and to actually turn invisible now.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would. I don't know. This is probably a big reach with this statement, but if we had some more like Metal Gear like stealth missions with the invisibility, that would be badass.
That'd be cool. So we're going full like Spider-Man noir there,
Oh, dude, 100%.
But with Miles' electric invisibility powers. But yeah, I like that. The new villains look pretty cool. I love the neon look, the purple neon look to them. I kind of like that. You know what it reminds me of, guys? I was like, is this Watch Dogs?
Oh.
Is this Watch Dogs versus Miles Morales? But they look pretty sweet. Looking forward to what they're all about. And whatever twist.
I think I saw somewhere they were saying it's like the Tinkerer is going to be the villain for this game.
Yeah, I think I read this. I think I read the same. The Tinkerer, he's going to be the villain. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Get something new.
Yeah, exactly. Something new. As much as I love Sinister Six and whatever members go along with that, everyone who knows about Spider-Man knows about these villains. So,
I do hope we get some Goblin in here just because of the way PS4 went out.
Oh my god. Okay, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, shit's gonna get crazy if we're talking about those villains. Is what I'm saying. You know,
Right,
like if
but
there's like
you
a
know, you
reveal.
can't. If you can't, and I get this is going to be a standalone. This is going to be a total reach. Okay, we could have a standalone with Miles Morales and his whole take on villains, on his villains. I can't remember too much of his villains in his comics, but then if we ended off with going into, you know, the sequel of PS4 Spidey with Goblin coming out, like as a secret boss or like something at the end of Miles Morales' story,
Mhm.
that is that's what I want.
Yeah, I would imagine they would hint some stuff for Spider-Man 2.
Oh, the DLCs for Spider-Man 1, like, kind of, like, open the door to so many possibilities, you know?
Yeah, a lot of stuff hinted. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man is going to be playable. Like Peter Parker is going to be playable for a bit.
I
So
agree, too.
maybe when we get to his parts of the game, like maybe more towards the climax, we'll see the hints for Spider-Man 2. Yeah, because
Yes.
I'm sure Miles will be in Spider-Man 2 and he will be playable, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm sure they're gonna
Yeah.
come up with some crazy co-op for that game.
It'd be cool if I had
But,
co-op, yeah. Like a free
Yeah.
roaming mode or something.
Or, like, now that I think about it, like, if, you know, remember how you would switch characters in Grand Theft Auto 5?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And for the, yeah, so something like that maybe would be cool to implement in sequel to Spider-Man PS4. Oh, yeah, I'm swinging in the city with Spider-Man. Oh, I want to be Miles now. So, oh, he's over here in this part of the city, you know?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And there was stuff mentioned for Spider-Man that wasn't in the showcase. They showed off the pre-order bonuses you can get for the game. And right off the bat, you get 2 skins, or like 2 new suits. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be all original. Because, you know, like I said before, Miles doesn't really have any suits. He has the one from Spider-Verse, and he has the ones from the comics. And
Right.
he hasn't been around that long to have anything. You know, with Miles Morales coming to PS5, they're also reworking the PS4 version of Spider-Man, and they're going to be making a PS5 version. You know, they mentioned like a bunch of the enhancements, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that similar to Miles Morales. And they said they'll be adding 3 amazing suits to the game as well. So we're still getting more Spidey suits for that Spider-Man game. And with the quote saying amazing, you know, I think are we finally going to see some amazing Spider-Man suits? Because that would be
Dude,
great.
I hope so, man. That's what I really want at the end of the day. Need some
Agreed.
more amazing Spider-Man suits.
Amazing cel-shaded Spider-Man. I think
Dude,
we got
yes.
that, though. I think we got that, though. In PS4
I
Spider-Man.
think we got one of them. Or
Yeah.
we got 2 of them.
Yeah, there's the one that's like comic cell shaded
Yeah,
looking.
like the comic, yeah. Don't forget, guys, we got the Tobey Maguire suit as well.
I know.
Can't
So
Can't
good.
forget.
It was pretty
So
toxic
good.
for the fans to keep harassing Insomniac, but you know it's cool that we still get it though. So cool, man. Miles Morales, I'm hyped. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a launch title for PlayStation 5 because it still says holiday 2020. Oh, all these, none of these really say launch, but later we find out some of these are gonna be launched. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be one too. And then the next game after, we finally got a look at this Harry Potter game that's been leaked and rumored for years, since like the end of the PS3 generation. I remember the leaks was like back when people were playing like the test footage for this. It was like a third person type of game. And yeah, so it's like it looks like it's open world, and you just get to be a wizard at Hogwarts, called Hogwarts Legacy.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That game looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, man, long time coming, I think. Because when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, isn't it a little too late for a Harry Potter game to come out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Well,
it was
well, see,
overdue as hell.
Yeah, it was
Overdue,
definitely
yeah.
overdue. But I did like it because I know that we're still gonna get some more Fantastic Beasts movies, despite how I really feel about
Are we
them.
really?
Yeah, dude. No, we had. Yeah,
Yeah,
We're
'cause
getting at least one more.
yeah. I think it'll be at least one more. I have my mixed feelings about those films. When they mentioned the whole Fantastic Beasts thing, and there was some homage to some of the creatures, I was like, okay, that's fine. This is your way, like, of squeezing in some more content, and that's okay, But this, again, like you said, Julian, very much overdue.
Yeah, because we come full circle, guys. We go from Hagrid to very origins. I don't know. Look, all I want to say is, man, I hope I'm not one of the very few that played the PS1 Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone game.
I played that one.
That's a game to play to believe that it existed, because it really much did. And yeah, if it wasn't for playing those games, I really wouldn't be into Harry Potter as much as I am right now. I really feel like that game and the Chamber of Secrets PS1 version also really just helped me. Like, man, I really like Harry Potter, But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know. Is it going to be an MMO? Did they say the specifics on that? I didn't really look into it.
I don't remember, but it looks a lot like it could be. I mean, it has to have an online feature at some point.
I feel like even if it's just a standalone RPG, it'll do well. But I think the MMO portion will definitely make it skyrocket in interest.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like raids and quests and all that for online, because as we saw in the trailer with the beasts that you have to fight.
Speaking of that, I just had a thought, guys. What if this is gonna be a Harry Potter Souls game, dude?
Dude, oh my gosh.
What if?
I would be so down.
In my live reactions, watching the stream, I go to my brother and I'm like, dude, is this gonna be an Arkham Harry Potter game? And then as the trailer goes even more, my brother Pepe, he goes like, dude, this is gonna be bully Harry Potter. I'm like, bro, this is gonna be so good.
So bully Harry Potter. That's great.
Who knows, man? It could be all three of these things, but regardless, I'm excited because I love my wizarding fix, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna I'm sure it's gonna make some big numbers, because the Harry Potter community is still strong. Yeah.
Yeah, even though J.K. Rowling is wilding right now.
She's not doing too good on Twitter.
She is wilding.
Yeah.
Like
she's out there, guys. That's all I gotta say. She's out there. Yeah. She really is out there. It kind of sucks though, because it's like this game gets announced and shown off at a time where like she's being a really bad person, ideally, and it sucks. Let's just hope.
I'll always revert to my most important statement that's going to be written on my epitaph. BTBG, dude.
Yep. BTBG. Yep. BTBG.
So they showed off some Cold War gameplay, and they talked about some exclusive stuff that game's going to have. I was like, all right, it's Call of Duty. Cool.
It's some Call of Duty. I won't lie, though. The campaign looks like it's going to be really fun. What do y'all think?
It's going to be interesting because they're not telling history all that accurate. So that's going to be funny. Like the roles are reversed essentially in this game from what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see a shooter, I just, especially if it's Call of Duty, I just kind of tune out. I'm like, okay, I can go do something for like 2 minutes.
Adam's like, I sleep.
Yeah, I sleep.
Hey,
yeah, honestly, it's just Call of Duty.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you if you sleep on that, man. It's kind of overplayed, oversaturated, but I just somehow it just keeps coming back.
Dude, it's like Street Fighter 5, man. They always pull me back in somehow.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, I think this campaign's going to be really fun. It looks fun. And every time I hear about it and see about it more, I just feel a little nostalgic because original Black Ops 1, early 360 days, just playing it after you go to school, being the campaign, after coming back from school, sorry. I don't know, it's just that kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, this looks like it's going to be a fun campaign, which should matter, you know what I mean? Looking forward to zombies as well.
So next, man, we got a more in-depth look at RE8, Resident Evil Village.
Dude,
I got some things to say
Julian,
about that. Yeah.
Looks great, man.
Resident Evil 4 vibes, man. I was
Dude,
waiting to see Sadler.
yes. No, okay, so
Sadler,
my
Salazar, like,
Mhm.
I like okay, dude.
Adam, did you play RE6?
I didn't finish 6. No.
You didn't finish 6? Okay. So, I'm sure you played the Chris story. Did you play the Chris story at least?
No, I played Leon, Wesker's son, and then I stopped. I just
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna go back into it. Like I got it when it was on Plus, so I have it on my PlayStation, and I really want to replay it. I really want to like finish the whole game before I go into 7.
That So that game has its own controversies and stuff. I'd say please with an open mind, and as a Resident Evil fan, please just give it a shot and take everything that it lays out. Because I feel like the RE community is too harsh on this game because I don't think it deserves the hate it gets. I really don't think to its fullest. RE6
for 6? Okay. I mean I really liked it. I don't know if something else came up and I really wanted to play that, but I was enjoying it just because I felt like it took elements from 4 and 5 and made them work, in its own way.
Yes.
And it was a lot of fun, but I just kind of fell off. But I do still really want to go play it because, like you, I've always been an RE fan, from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Played the OGs, all of them, and then started playing the remakes, and then I fell off on 6. 7 didn't really peak to me, but I'm gonna give it another shot. I've been playing 2, the one you let me borrow, and I still have 3. But I mean, everything for 8 that I've seen has just been nothing but 4 nostalgia for me.
Right. So what I'm thinking is that these the enemies are gonna be a lot like the Ganados and the Juavo from 6 is why I mentioned 6 because
gotcha.
Well, it's very similar, but the Juavo were they're infected, but they use their infected, like they conquer their plaga basically, is what
okay.
the Juavo.
That's
what for me
cool.
is what I see in the Juavo, and to me here it kind of looks the same. Where whatever infection or disease is going on with these enemies in RE8, they're in full control of it, and they're aware. So something is badly going on. Is my take on it.
Right. So let me ask you this, Julian, because I haven't finished 2 and I haven't finished 3, and I know they're the remasters of those games. Are we looking at a different? I know it's a little different from like base game, like I mean, old school game, but are we looking at a different version of Las Plagas going into RE8? Like, is it the same? Do you see the same timeline, or do you see the remastered timeline going into that? Because you played all of them, and I haven't played the newer ones yet.
No, this is the solid timeline. This is the first timeline.
Okay.
The remakes, if they're gonna go with remake of 4, which I don't think they should, if that's a separate timeline. Apparently, like there's just some things that are changed different. That's the remake timeline is what we're calling it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I really need to play 6, 7, and then I'll have full idea of 8.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to play 7 because this is a sequel to 7. So
yeah, because you're playing as Ethan again.
Right. That's what I noticed is that I'm Ethan again. Chris is now in here, and I know Chris was in a DLC. I think you told me, Danny.
Chris was at the end of 7.
Yeah, so I got the gold edition, I think when it was on sale during summer. I'm going to go through 6, and then I'm going to go through 7 probably in the next month or so, just in time for spoopy time. And then I'll have some really good... I'll probably have to hit the whiteboard with ideas for Resident Evil 8, but from what I've seen, just the architecture, a lot of Resident Evil 4 vibes. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think I just really need to go through all of them.
Yeah, dude, 7's a great game.
I think I was turned off by the fact that it went much more in a survival horror, like it went to like a Silent Hill-esque kind of game, and that's not what I grew up with Resident Evil with. I grew up with like survival horror, but I've got a lot more things I can do instead of just having to run away all the time. So that's where I was really turned away from 7. But I'm gonna give it another shot. I do have the gold edition.
Yes.
I think what also stopped me was that I bought the VR when it was on sale like years ago for 150, and the first thing I did was play RE7.
Yeah, oh man, what a starter!
That scared the shit out of me. So after that, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna play this game, I'm just gonna. But like I said, I'll probably go through 6 first, then hop into 7, just so I can complete that whole timeline, and then I'll have some really good ideas for Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, give it another shot. It's definitely worth, especially for the DLC, man.
That's what I've always been told. Like, even, besides you guys, like some of my other buddies who are huge RE fans are like, dude, no, just get through it. It's a really good game. You're really gonna enjoy it. I'm like, okay. As long as I'm told from multiple angles that I really enjoy it, because like you, Julian, super, like, day one RE fan, that's really all I want is a good game from Resident Evil at the end of the day. Like, that's a franchise that's like Final Fantasy to me. It's very near and dear to my heart.
Same here, man.
But was I the only one, Danny? You're gonna get this reference really well. Was I the only one who got Van Helsing vibes from this trailer?
Hell yeah!
Oh, that too,
dude.
Hell yes.
I was waiting for fucking Hugh Jackman to come out with this fucking crossbow gun, just like, okay, dude. Big Van Helsing vibes.
Blades.
I was ready.
Yeah, it's got me hyped, man. I want to see what these werewolves are gonna do, for sure. So next we got more gameplay look at Deathloop. Excuse me. This is the people from Dishonored,
Arcane Studios.
I'm telling you, this game looks like it's gonna play a lot like BioShock, which I know Dishonored plays a lot like BioShock in general, but I'm all for it. It looks like a fun time.
Yeah, it looks cool. I feel like the people who really do love the Dishonored games are really looking forward to this. Even though, can I say I'm looking forward to this? Not entirely, because I played Dishonored, guys. It looks fun. I mean, it looks fun. It is fun, but I got to continue it to really I kind of dropped off a little bit, but yeah, I don't really got much to say about Deathloop.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it looks cool.
It looks cool though.
I don't see myself getting it anytime soon though.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those games that I always say that I'll wait for a sale. Unless something about it really piques my interest or I hear some really good things about it, then I'll probably consider getting it sooner. But at this point, it hasn't really pulled me in to be like, okay, I got to get it day one.
Oh, you know what? Game you should try, Adam. You speak of BioShock. Prey, the newest Prey that came out. That one was very BioShocky because.
Cool, man. Yeah. So the game after this though is one of the hypest things from this entire show.
Oh yeah.
And that is DMCVSE. What am I saying? Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition got announced.
Dude,
guys.
you know what?
Devil May Cry.
I know. I think I'm the last one in the group who's also a DMC fan who has not played 5 yet. And I don't know why. I can't give you a reason why. But after seeing Virgil come in and be playable, because I had a feeling at some point they're going to be like, oh, dude, Virgil's going to come out here. Fuck, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my dick was already hard, okay? Like, 2 times in the beginning of the showcase. And then this came on, dude. I was ready to go to the hospital. I just
Sign me up for COVID,
anymore.
man. No.
Like, I was so excited to see this. Like, and he looks fucking great.
Oh, yes, oh my god, yes, he does, dude. I agree.
Yeah, when I first saw him, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking hype. And then I was thinking, oh, is he just going to play like what the mods are doing on the PC port, right? Because they have a playable version of Virgil, but then they were showing off all this crazy tech, and then you can summon V by stabbing yourself with the Yamato.
Oh, man.
That shit was wild, dude. That shit was fucking badass.
That's hype as fuck, dude. That's hype as fuck, because I fucking love V, dude.
It brings a lot of questions, like Wooly on Twitter was pointing out. He's like, so wait, if if he summons V like this, does that mean Urizen is gonna be here as well? Type of situation on the field. Like, I want to see more of what they got going with Virgil. Maybe, hopefully, he could get like more weapons, maybe, because we've only seen the Yamato. We haven't seen his other classic weapons that he uses. There's a new mode that you can play too. Everything looks great, man. They showed Trish and Lady running around from one of the cutscenes, but no gameplay reveal. But I'm pretty sure we will get them playable, hopefully.
I would imagine so. I mean, I feel like just showing Virgil was going to be the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't imagine they wouldn't hide away Trish and Lady.
Well, if they're gonna announce that, I hope they do it soon, because this is also gonna be a launch title for PS5. And a lot of people are upset that the special edition is out, mainly because, oh, thanks Capcom, we have to buy this game again type of situation. Because we were all speculating, like, oh, like, is Virgil going to be DLC? You know, are we past having to buy a special edition to get him? But I'm glad it's $40 and not like 60 or 70. So there's that bright side to it. And this is PS5 only, so we're not seeing this on PS4, which makes me think they're not going to do like an upgrade thing like I thought they might. Because, you know, they do that with Street Fighter 4. They had the Ultra Edition upgrade.
And then they had the Super Ultra Street Fighter 4, yeah. I mean, that's just a Capcom thing, though. I mean,
I was going to say, it's just Capcom thing.
It is a money grabber thing, but it's Capcom's done this for so many years. It's something new.
Yeah, it's just, you know, people were hoping we were past this type of thing, you know.
Nah, dude, people want Capcom wants their dollar cent. They want that bag. And you know what? It's like me with Square Enix. I'll give them the bag.
It's like, sometimes, man, you got no choice.
I am reading the manga for Devil May Cry 5, and that's in the perspective of V. And if you're not reading that, man, I highly recommend you start it up, because the latest chapter, how it ended, ooh, man, we're going to see some great stuff that I really wish some of this content was in the game. And maybe it could be now that Virgil's playable, but who knows? We'll see, man.
What did this manga start with, V, though?
It starts off how the game starts in the timeline of the game, because you kind of jump around in certain days. But in the beginning of the timeline for Devil May Cry 5, that's where this manga starts. And it's all in the perspective of V for majority of the time. Right now where we're at, there was like a 1 month time skip in the game while everybody was getting ready to do a round 2 against Urizen. And right now we're seeing what V's been doing that whole time. And there's been some great stuff to come out with him. It's like 20-something chapters right now. And they'll either drop a whole chapter monthly, or they'll split it into 2 chapters in a month. So there'll be like 12 pages each-ish. It's cool. The art style is a nice touch to it. It's very stylized, and it does fit like the motif for Devil May Cry. And then after this, they showed off Oddworld Soulstorm. They showed some more stuff with that. It looks like a cool 2D platformer. Yeah, they say they're going for a much darker tone for this game, which I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that, but that's cool.
I think it'll deliver pretty well. But again, Oddworld is just a strange game in and of itself, so we'll see. But
yeah, it's got the niche audience that loves that series. And after that, it's so weird to see this franchise come back. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is coming to PS5. This is the new installment. Yeah, and I don't even know what's going on. I stopped at 4.
Get ready for more game theory videos.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for that Markiplier LP for this game.
Yeah, that's all. Like, honestly, when that trailer came up, I'm like, it's just more content for them. I don't know.
But see, how many do they have at this point? Like, I stopped counting after 4.
Know, dude.
As far as I know, 4 was the last one. The next game we got, another big hyper, Demon Souls. We got some gameplay look at this.
I'm going to tell you right now, for that game, watch a side-by-side comparison for that game.
Oh, it's crazy. I saw one, Julian.
Mind blown.
That shit was crazy. I saw one where it had a timer on of like going through the fog into the next area of the PS5 version, going on to the PS3 version. It was insane. It was so fast. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm very excited for this. It's going to be so much fun.
Like, even the details, everything, even to like how you execute someone in the game, it's so different. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad for this, because that way going forward, I can only imagine what Souls games are going to look like or how they're going to play.
Well, yeah. Well, you have to remember, Julian, this isn't from Software.
Yeah,
it's from
Blue
Point.
This is from Blue Point. Yeah.
Still, just makes me look forward to it all.
But yeah, man, big hype for this. This is also a launch game, and this is one of those $70 games as well. Watching the trailer, you know, I'm like, I have that piece in my head where I was like, maybe it's not gonna look as crisp. I don't know, because we saw that boss fight, and I was like, this looks way too good. Like, those effects, the flame effects and all that on the boss are just stunning. That looks great. And then next, they showed off a new thing that's coming out. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to pay for it separately. It's I don't know. It's weird. It's called the PlayStation Plus Collection.
PlayStation Game Pass. That's all it is.
Well, I don't know what they were showing. Like, all the games they showed off, I was like, a big majority of this is already on PlayStation Plus. You know, we know it's backwards compatible with PS4. Like the whole pitch for the collection is like, these are the generation-defining games that were on PS4. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's cool, but that sounds like it's not going to be included in your normal Plus. It's going to be a separate thing, probably, unless they're changing up what PlayStation Plus is going to be. Yeah, and then after that was the reveal for the pricing and the release date, and then at the very end, you know, I was really hoping we would see something. Satisfied with just the tease for the next God of War game.
Yes.
And all it was just showing the
new logo.
Yeah, the World Serpent logo turning into snow, which means like, oh yeah, Ragnarok is coming.
At this point, guys, I should just went to the hospital with how hard my dick was. You know?
Yeah.
Like I was hurting. I was hurting so bad, and I think Danny and I in our chat, I was like, dude, Bloodborne 2. And then Danny's like, no, God of War. And I was like, all right, dude, you win, man. Like, I'm ready. Dude, and it's coming out next year. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm
fucking
like,
crazy.
What?
Dude. Like,
I expected at least 2022. But next year?
Oh, man.
Dude, like, they can keep a secret really fucking well.
Can. Yeah, they can.
You know, that is wild. So, I'm ready.
I'm ready. I have to stay alive.
Honestly, I thought about replaying God of War before the year ends. I really want to replay it, just so I can like prepare myself mentally.
Yeah, I want to play God of War 3 again. I really want to play God of War 3 again.
Yeah, so God of War 5, Ragnarok, God of War 2, whatever they're gonna call it. I can't wait. And yeah, I can't believe it's gonna be next year. Guaranteed to be buying a PS5.
Oh yeah,
soon.
Guaranteed. Oh, okay. Now this is another reason. Another reason why I won't buy a PlayStation 5 at launch, because they're probably gonna do a PS5 version of God of War 5 bundled with Collector's Edition. Which, if that's the case, I'm buying that.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna handle that, because I don't know if you remember, Julian. They mentioned it a while back, but we haven't gotten any more details for it, but they said you're going to be able to customize your PS5 in a way that we couldn't do before.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering when that's going to be, and I wonder when that's going to be, because we already have the pre-orders. The pre-orders happened already for the console, so I don't see them going like, well, yeah, now you could change it after you bought it. It's like, no, it should be there during the purchase. So I wonder how they're going to, what that's going to be all about.
It's going to be interesting. Too early to tell, but hopefully they could tell us that within like the first quarter of next year.
So yeah, man, that was the PS5 event. It was amazing. It's way better than the last one that came out. I mean, they were both pretty good. I will say it did throw me off in the beginning though, because it kind of had like the tail end showcases that they have, where it's like, oh, here's a look at all the games in this one trailer, and they did a recap version of that for the last State of Play. So we also got some. Speaking of PlayStation, we did get some news about Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Zero Dawn, and it was that we're getting a PS4 version for this game as well.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that caught me by surprise.
There's a couple of them we're getting PS4 versions for. I think Miles Morales is getting a PS4 version.
Oh, I don't think it is. I think it's PS5 only.
No, I thought I read somewhere that one's getting a PS4 and potentially Demon's Souls. I could be incorrect, but I could have sworn I read something somewhere about that.
Oh yeah, they did announce Miles Morales is going on PS4. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I think that there will definitely be a gap in the gameplay experience, from PS4 to PS5, with what we've seen so far in the showcases. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a surprise for me that to see Horizon 2 would be on here, because I'm like, oh, this is clearly going to be a next-gen game. And I know PS5 has similar hardware to 4, so I guess it wouldn't be too big of a difference, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see the comparison between the two. So other news, Ubisoft had their own event as well. They showed off some stuff. I only took out 2 things. One got Assassin's Creed Gods and Monsters. That was a game like they kept showing off. Like I was like, oh, I'm interested in this game. They renamed it to Immortal Phoenix Rising. We got more look at that game, and I'm actually interested in checking that out. I love Greek mythology, and to see them explore that more, that's pretty cool, man. And that's launching December 3rd.
It's just Ubisoft's Kid Icarus.
Then the other game they showed off that they announced was Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
Yeah.
That's what I've been waiting for, baby.
I played that game. It was fun. I never beat it. But I don't know. I'm glad it's got a remake. But I don't know. Those graphics are a little eh. But
yeah.
Graphics are graphics.
I played the first 2, and then I didn't play the third one or the fourth, but then I played their reboot version of Prince of Persia. The first 2 were great. The first 2, like, the story was solid. I would assume the third one was pretty great. I probably take the assumption that the fourth one was pretty ass, because you can only do so much with the story and milk it for so long. But the reboot was pretty interesting. It was a totally different take, and I thought it was pretty fun compared to how the story started. But cool to see, we're getting a reboot. I hope that means we may be getting another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, but hey, you know what? I'm just drawing straws at this point.
I need to watch that movie again. I need to really give that movie another watch again. It's probably really bad, but yeah.
I didn't even watch it. I just know he was in it.
It's a cast, man. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, you got Ben Kingsley, and then you have, I forget her name.
Ben
but
Kingsley's in it? Is he the fucking evil dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, dude. I know what I'm doing this weekend, man.
And then I forget her name, but you have the actress that was in John Carter. She's the love interest in the movie.
Oh, dude, I know what I'm doing this weekend. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. So I get some popcorn. Get ready.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool that it could get a remake, but boy, yeah, that game does not look pretty. And that's what a lot of people are complaining about. Yeah, it's like just do Prince of Persia justice, guys, please.
It's got a great premise. I think it very well deserves its own remake. Just stick it with the same story. It'll do just fine. It already did well when it first came out. That's a long time ago. And games like that they may or may not hold up that well. So that's always the biggest concern.
Did we mention how Scott Pilgrim's coming back That was another thing that was announced in Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Complete Edition is coming.
I can't wait.
Mr.
That's a movie I'm gonna watch
Pilgrim.
this weekend again too, dude, because that was a good movie. That's just a good game. That's a good comic. It's good everything.
It was a good beat 'em up game.
Exactly. It's just a really good beat 'em up game. Like you can't like if you want to look at real prime beat 'em up games, Scott Pilgrim's one of them for sure. Then you can go to the old arcade ones like the Simpsons ones and the X-Men ones, but there's that Scott Pilgrim was a really good one. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I hope it brings back that whole realm of beat 'em up games. I know River City Girls is a beat 'em up, and I've heard really good things. I still haven't played it out myself.
Oh, that's a great one. I played it. It's a great one.
I really want to. I mean, beat 'em up games just have their own kind of love for it, when you play it.
They got their own salsa,
I mean, I guess, but yeah, Jump Force. We got the reveal for the Yu Yu Hakusho character for Season 2 of the DLC, and of course, it's the boy Hiei.
Look, I said in the chat, man, I have a lot to say about that.
All I have to say, man, is he should have been in there already, because he was in J-Stars. And where's my boy Kuwabara?
Dude, where's Genkai? Give me Genkai in a fucking fighting game, dude. All I want is Genkai. And then she could have, a secret form where she goes to a younger version, and she still whoops ass, It's just because there's that scene. I don't know if you read the manga for Yu Yu Hakusho, Danny.
Of course I did.
Dude, there's that scene with Genkai and Toguro after the tournament where he's in hell and they're talking, and give me that one line reference before a battle in Jump Stars or fucking Jump Force, any fucking jump game, dude. That's it. I'm done. That's all I want. I want that recognition in an actual game, or give me an OVA with that scene, because it's just But I'm fine. I'm fine with Hiei. We need to have our edgy boy in the game. That's fine. But
yeah, I didn't check any game. I don't think there's gameplay yet, but I'm gonna assume he plays the exact same as J-Stars.
Probably. I mean,
I
if
doubt they'll change anything.
If they're going with Dark World Yusuke in Jump Force, then they're probably going to go with Dark World Hiei, which is fine. But
yeah,
okay.
I think one of the screenshots was the Black Dragon Super.
Then yeah, it's definitely Dark World Tournament Hiei. I mean, I would have loved to see maybe the Demon World Hiei, but that now I'm asking too much of Jump.
Yeah, that's too much for Bandai. Let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, DLC though, Master Roshi's out in Fighters, and I gotta say, man, he looks really good. I've been seeing some TOD combos with him, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. He looks really fun, man. It makes me want to go back and play some good old Fighters.
Dude, see, that's the whole thing that Street Fighter V does to me, man. It's like they get the new character out, and I'm like, you pull me right back in every single time.
Yeah, he looks really fun. And Power Rangers, the character for Season 3 dropped as well. I haven't downloaded it or checked it out yet, but yeah, I'm sure that's great too.
Because I think he came out today, right?
Roshi, he came out on the
18th?
18th for everybody, but if you have the season pass, you could have been playing him on the 16th. There was an announcement from Arxis and Way Forward. They're working on a Ruby game.
A Ruby game, nice. Way Forward and Arxis, huh? Nice. That's gonna be a good game.
That is going to be a really good game. That's two really good folks right there, man. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, so that makes me think Way Forward is probably going to be the developer. Arxis is the publisher, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to guess, it's probably going to be a beat 'em up.
Dude, that would be great.
Yeah, I think that's the best choice that they could do.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking fighting game, but I was like, well, I mean, you have 6 characters from Ruby in cross tag,
Right.
I mean, I know Ruby's popular, but I don't think it's solo fighting game popular. But beat 'em up though, I think is the perfect genre for that.
Yeah, I think beat 'em up will definitely be the way to go, because if they want to go with fighters, they have cross tag.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So I think it would be a little unnecessary because cross tag is still one of the big hitters for fighters right now.
So that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of cool, like, say what you will about Ruby. There's a lot of cool things, and it's all about the weapons. Whatever it is, it's also a gun. Like my favorite weapon still was from the monkey guy. Like I forget his name, but he's got a staff that turns into dual nunchucks, and those nunchucks are shotguns. Like my guy.
He's taking
That's what
Mori Jin to the next level, dude.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's a video game. I almost forgot this part. Crash 4, we got a new reveal in a cutscene that there's a new playable character, and it's none other than Tanya Bandicoot, the hot GF from the first Crash game. And where I'm always like, where did she go? But now she's back with a new design because she's from an alternate reality, because it's all about, dimensions in this game. It's mixed with it. A lot of people like her design, or some people don't because they say it's a quote-unquote SJW design.
FIFT, bro.
Yeah, buddy. And I think the complaints for the SJW stuff, she almost has the generic look for these types of characters. You know what I mean? You have Laura from SF5. You have Sombra from Overwatch. They both have the same hairstyle. And then here it's sort of similar, except it's just a mohawk instead of one side shaved. And then it has the blue highlights going on. I think that's what people mean when they talk about SJW. I think it's all right. However, I will say we got to look at the concept art for the other two designs, and I think those are way better. But I could tell that they wanted to go a different route from her original look, which is fair. And that's where a lot of people like it, because it's just it's just a hot GF look for her original. And it's let's actually have her be a character. So she's going to be playable. She plays a little different. We saw some gameplay. Honestly, I'm not a big Crash guy, but with all the stuff that's coming out for the game, I'm you know what? I would be interested to check this game out.
I mean, when the game first was announced, they said it was going to be a full title, $60. I'm like, that's unnecessary. But with everything that they've been showing in the trailers, I think it's justifiable. I mean, I'm leaning towards getting it day one, but we'll see what happens as time goes on.
Yeah, exactly. And this piece of news was fun that happened today when we were recording. I thought it was all just fun concept art. There's a great artist on Twitter and Instagram, and his name is, I mentioned him before. He did the sequel to Street Sharks as a comic book. Nice. But Mythalica, he's been putting out some stuff on his pages, and it's me, Jerry, and Akil, when we did the podcast sometime last year, we joked about how why isn't there a fighting game with serial mascots? They've been doing concepts for a fighting game with the serial mascots called Serial Killers, and they're showing all the designs are pretty great, I think. I mean, I guess you could say, they're not necessarily legally distinct, but there's some cool variants in here for sure. And today he announced that on October 15th, they're going to be putting an Indiegogo campaign, and with it is going to have the official demo for it, and it's going to focus on two characters, Terror T, which is, Tony the Tiger, and of course he's going to be a wrestler, which is great, right? More King energy. And then the other playable character is going to be the Lucky Charms character, and his name is McLucky, and he looks interesting as well. Oh, okay. So the Indiegogo is to help fund the demo for the build of the game, because right now they've just been, it's going to be sprite work for this 2D fighter, and they've just been working on that so far. So the Indiegogo is going to help make the demo, and then see how that goes. And then from there, we'll see what they take forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play.
I love the character designs though, for sure. They look fucking awesome.
We got some anime news here to talk about. First one, Shenmue's getting an anime from Crunchyroll, and Adult Swim is also a partner. That was unexpected.
What's it going to be about? Do you know?
I think it's just the main plot of the first game. Yeah,
That's
I didn't
good.
look too much into it. I'm not I've never played the Shenmue games, so I don't know what's going on over there.
The first one's kind of dated, man. I won't lie.
I mean, I've always heard just play Yakuza instead, type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, that's getting an anime, so that's cool. I hope it does well. And then we got the announcement that Hajime no Ippo is coming to Blu-ray. That's great.
Awesome.
If you guys haven't checked that out, man, I highly recommend that series. I know it's a lot. It's at 1,300 chapters right now. So we passed the 30th anniversary sometime. I think it was this year or last year. So I get it can be a lot, but it's a great series. I highly recommend. And this Blu-ray collection is going to be, I think, in 2 or 3 parts. And it's the original run from the 90s, which was, I think, 75 episodes. The Blu-rays are going to collect some OVAs of some matches and unreleased episodes that didn't come out, I guess. We got the trailer. We got the second trailer for Burn the Witch. If you want to go in blind, you should go in blind because this trailer spoils a lot. I just finished reading chapter 4 not that long ago. This shows pretty much a lot of stuff from that chapter, which I'm going to assume is the finale for this movie series that they're doing for Burn the Witch. So I would say don't really check it out. It still looks good. And we also got confirmation that Burn the Witch will be returning, right? We thought it was just going to end with 4 chapters, but it's getting a quote-unquote season 2. Yeah, I can't wait. I think you should check it out, Julian. I think you'll like it a lot.
Even if I'm not caught up with Bleach?
It has nothing to do with Bleach, which is cool. I thought it was part of the Bleach universe, but it's really not. It's set in London, and they're dealing with dragons.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out.
And yeah, so when I was reading it the whole time, like when I went to chapter 2 and 3, I was like, this doesn't feel like it's gonna end. Like this feels like it's building up to a lot more stuff. And I'm just glad that Kubo is going to continue on because he built an interesting world with some premises and like some, of course, great character designs. The art is fantastic as always. His art's really good, especially, how it is now compared to the early days. It's something else. And hey, man, did you see this, Julian? There's a new website out, Young Animal, I think it is, the magazine that holds the manga Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
The website is a page that says Berserk New Beginning, and they're going to have a reveal on October 2nd about what it's going to be. And my guess is it's probably going to be maybe an anime.
Yeah, I saw, and I want to say it's going to be an anime as well, but it could be more chapters when they say New Beginning because where the last chapter leaves off could possibly lead to a new beginning, but it's just a gap that needs to be filled in for this new beginning part. Or, as well, like you said, it could be an anime, which is okay. I'm totally okay with that. Just more Berserk content, man. That's all that matters to me.
Because I was trying to speculate of what it was going to be, and I was thinking, well, okay, it can't be for like new editions of the manga because they're already doing that now. And yeah, I was thinking anime, and I was like, I just hope it's not the Golden Age arc again. Because from what I saw... Okay, so on the page, if you go to on your desktop, it has Guts in the dragon armor, but it's like heavily shaded, so you can't see too much, but it's him holding the Dragon Slayer. And then on the sides of the website, it's him and Griffith from the manga with some panels. It's him carrying the Dragon Slayer. It's Griffith holding his face. Griffith naked talking to Guts. And then one panel is them fighting Zod for the first time. So it makes me think that we're going to see like an anime for this. But this is all Golden Age stuff again. So that's why I'm hesitant to say, like, I hope we don't see that. But
yeah, same. Yeah, man, but if it does, I'm probably not even going to waste my time with it, to be honest.
If it is anime, I would say they would just have to redo what they did already with the bad CG one. Like, that's what I would like to see. At least give those arcs justice, when he has the dragon slaying armor. Or maybe it's a game.
Or maybe a brand spanking new anime.
Oh, yeah. Another thing is the official anime Twitter for Berserk shared it as well. I'm willing to bet that it could be a movie of those arcs.
That'd be cool. That'd be really good and cool because
Yeah.
we really do need another adaptation.
And see, by having it as a movie, the budget's going to be bigger, and hopefully we don't have to deal with all the CG nonsense that it has.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm just saying avoid it, like how they, because, it was pretty bad in the in the show.
Yeah, it really was. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever it is, 10/2, that's coming up real soon.
Yeah, October is pretty big, man. Because again, that's I was saying it earlier on stream. Yashahime is going to be out by then. Noblesse will be out. Mando season 2 is the end of October. Aside from all that, man, I think this wraps us up today. I will say, man. Oh no, actually, I have one more thing to say.
One more.
So
thing.
I checked out Raw Hero. So this is a manga that ended not that long ago, 41 chapters, and this is from the same mangaka that did Prison School.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. You were talking about this.
Yeah, it ended, and I was like, oh, okay, now's a good time to check it out because I want to see what else you could do that's not Prison School. This was on my manga list, and the reason I'm talking about it here is because I went up to like 5 chapters, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm done. I don't want to read this at all.
Wow. That bad, huh?
I'll say this, man. The art is great, as always.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too shiny for me, I think. I don't know how far you ever got if you read Prison School, Julian, but the art can get really shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it looks good, but I don't know. It's just something about it, about that kind of takes me back from the art. But he still draws fantastically. But checking out what's going on in the premise, it got too weird for me. Like, how Prison School got pretty weird?
Yeah.
This kind of takes it just even weirder with our main character that I wasn't comfortable reading it. And I was like, no, I'm okay. It's like, it's all the same ridiculous gimmicks that happened in Prison School, just in a different setting. It's not what I thought it was with the title Raw Hero and seeing like the covers for the volumes. So I will not be continuing that series at all. People are saying it probably got canceled, and I could see why.
I'll have to give it a look, Danny.
It just gets weird. Like chapter 3, I was like, I don't know if I want to continue reading this. So with that, I think it's going to safe to say we can wrap up this episode. I'm back streaming. I was streaming today when we recorded some Tetris. I had some issues with streaming, but I ended up fixing it finally. So I'll be focusing more on that. I bought Hades because I forgot that came out, and I can't wait to play that. So I will be playing that soon, if I haven't already by the time this episode drops. And also, I might be streaming some Unlimited World Red. That's a One Piece game I've been playing that I'm having a decent time with. And of course, there is a new Marvel talk out. We talk about New Mutants and The Boys, talk about the Avengers game, and I'm going through the DC animated universe. Since that's over, I figured, you know what, it's time to go through this and see just how good it was. Because I saw the first few movies and I really liked them, so I'm going back through it. And I talked about Flashpoint Paradox on there. If that's still a solid movie, I still recommend it.
Nice, yeah. I need to go through those movies too. I always see them and I'm like, I want to watch these.
Yeah, I'll be buying the Blu-rays for them, Julian. So if you want to borrow them,
for
go
sure.
It.
We'll exchange Blu-ray films again because I still need to give you back your Underworld.
Honestly, I've been thinking about rewatching Underworld because it keeps popping up on Netflix.
Yeah, they are. But they're great. Yeah. That was a great watch, anyways. But
yeah, the DC animated universe has a lot of films, and a lot of them are Batman films.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, you know what, that makes sense because I think Batman's probably the easiest when it comes to making animated movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that ended last year, I think. So I'm looking forward to going through this. I already watched Justice League War, so I'll be talking about that on the next Marvel Talk, which will be coming soon. And so I gotta watch Son of Batman next, and I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta hop on those movies because I really do. From what I've watched, I just been enjoying them. Probably give Ninja Batman another watch.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to watch that one.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
How's the CG? Like, does it feel janky at all?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now, Danny. It's fine, but you're not gonna care about the CG. You're gonna care about what's going on the screen. Even though the CG is part of it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, what's being depicted here? And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, the anime tropes, every single one you could think of, all of them are there.
I like the designs, the Japanese inspired ones. They're really nice.
Oh yeah, those are freaking dope. I love these. I love all the designs for these.
So thanks for sticking around, guys. Again, you could follow us on social media at Universe Podcast. Let you know when episodes drop. Manga reviews are still coming every Wednesday. And this week, hopefully, there should be a episode for the Webtoon segment. And of course, we'll let you know on Twitter if any mishaps happen. And look forward to another Marvel Talk this month. Should be real soon, like I said. And BFM should be coming. We'll let you know. And again, if you want to send an email, that's unversepodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, of course, we're going to talk about it on the next episode. And you could find my Twitch at Negator7. Thanks for swinging by, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Down in that bottle of drip, shorty not taking my shit. Shit, I'm just kicking the can. Setting the lane where it hits. Nah, fair's on, fair's gone. Never care, cause I'm always gone. Shed a tear for the kids. Suicide's how they live. Okay, ain't no way that I can fix it, so fuck the niggas that picked hip roll. Played it back and twisted slow. Try to duck and I tripped. Brought a glitch just to clip the soul. Never told they ain't make it home. Privilege, dividends, crippling my. Taking Saint just to pay the gold. Turn it great, set it straight. Early gates, never late. Anyway. Turn it great, bigger cake. Tell my shorty find a better. Tell my shorty find a better mate. Anyway.